What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Alright, let's cut the fluff. Men don't just cheat because they're dogs or because all men are the same. Nah, it's deeper than that, because the truth is way uglier than the excuses. Ladies, let me know your thoughts down below if you've been cheated on. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into it.
Women always have the question, if a man has a good woman by his side, why does he still cheat? And I'm here to answer that question. You see, with a man, everything is by the eye. And with a woman, everything is by the ears. Which is why women wear makeup and men always lie. Have you ever thought about that? When a man lies, he's feeding into the woman's delusions, giving her and selling her the dreams she wants, which gets her attracted and interested in him. With a man, he sees a body, he sees the physical appearance, the beauty, and he just wants to hit it and quit it. Now, I'm not saying that's right, but it is what it is. You see, a lot of you won't accept the hard truth, which is why a lot of you women say men are dogs. And it's true, it's the testosterone. Look at every animal. You always see the male dominating the females, but you never see the female animal dominating the males. If a man is not giving the affection, the love, or the attention to his woman, she'll start looking elsewhere. But with a man, you could just walk in front of him, and by the eye, if she looks good, he wants to hit it and quit it and get his fix. A lot of you women get heartbroken over it because you think with emotions, but to the man, it means nothing at all. I'm not saying it's right, but that's just how it goes.
It's an evil world we live in.
You know why men ain't shit? Because they will cheat on you with the same type of woman that they claim they don't want you to be like. Fuck out of here with all that.
Men will cheat on a girl that every man wants to be with a girl that every man has been with.
This is a place where I go.
Men cheat because they're insecure and they don't know how to handle emotions. You can spend all your time ruminating on the past, wondering what you did wrong in the relationship, wondering where things went wrong, but it actually has nothing to do with you. If he was unhappy in the relationship like he said he would have communicated his feelings, expressed his voice, and let you know what was going on before this happened. And he would have been a grown-ass adult and removed himself from the relationship if he was seriously unhappy. But instead, he decided to cheat and lie about it to cover up his tracks so he could still be with you. It has nothing to do with you not being enough, and has everything to do with this showing a reflection of his character and not your worth.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Okay, so there's two reasons why guys cheat, and I'm gonna explain it right now. Number one is that man is so insecure, so he has to cheat to make himself feel better. Now, if you noticed, a lot of the time his girlfriend might be beautiful, and he'll cheat with somebody that doesn't even look as good as her. And the reason number two is guys simply get tired of what they have. They can have the most precious and best thing in front of them. They'll get tired of it. They'll want something else. And that's the sad truth. But let me tell you one thing. The men that truly love their ladies won't cheat.
Sensational.
Why do you think men cheat? It depends at what age. I think men who are younger cheat is because they're curious and are bored and, you know, are like easily fall into temptation kind of thing. And it's like, ooh, so many shiny things, I want to touch them all. Whereas like, I think if a man cheats like closer to is like 30s, 40s and so on, I think they very well know what they're doing is wrong. But I think it's more so because they're like unhappy in a current situation and don't have the courage to leave it, or they are like stressed and overwhelmed and that's like an outlet for them.
Do you think that's the same for females as to why they cheat?
I think so. I would say the same.
But I mean, it is proven that men do cheat more, so
I believe that.
Women love a man that cheats or that can cheat. And I thought that was untrue. But when I interviewed 1,000 women, maybe 70%, I would say, yes, I have been cheated on. My second question would always be, did you leave or did you stay when you found out? And I would say 80% of the time, women stayed. If they ended up leaving the man, they left him when he stopped cheating. I would say, have you been cheated on? Yes. Did you stay or did you leave? No, I stayed. How long did you stay? 6 months. Okay, and then did you end up breaking up with him? Yes. Okay, was he cheating then? Well, no. What conclusion am I supposed to have?
Here is why your husbands cheat. One, the bedroom's completely boring. You don't want to try anything new or do anything at all. He's been asking for years for you to do that one thing and only for you to give him that look like, what are you, sick? But yet the Sancho's willing to do that, not only in bed, but in the car, and she lets him film it. 2, you make him feel like a failure. You've ridiculed him for years. You insult him in front of friends. You call him a 3rd or 5th child. You have no faith in his decision-making. You have 0 respect for him. Meanwhile, someone else comes along in his life, makes him feel like the man he once was, when the man that you married, doesn't roll her eyes or make faces for every one of his jokes he tells, and he starts feeling like himself again. 3, he's curious. Ladies, believe it or not, men hit a second puberty around their mid-30s. That's when everything comes into its full form and they're in their prime. You were all he's ever known since he was 21. Now he's getting attention from beautiful women. Before you know it, curiosity gets the best of him. And last trigger warning, you let yourself go. You are no longer the woman you once were. You don't want to do anything. You're no longer the spontaneous, fun woman he once knew, and he's bored.
Most people don't know this, why most men cheat. Men were not supposed to be in a monogamous relationship. They were supposed to be polygamy by nature, the way they were made. If you take a woman, her reproductive cycle comes once a month. That reproductive cycle is equivalent to 1 egg. If you take a male, every time that he ejaculates, he releases between 120 to 200 million sperm cells. Let's say that each and every sperm cell was viable and could be usable. It would take 20 ejaculations of a man to impregnate all the women in the world. If you take an island full of women and 1 man, you will start a new civilization. If you will take an island that is all men and 1 woman, it will be the extinct of the human race. So if you think that a man cheats on you because he doesn't love you, that's not the truth. Men do that for the sport. It's the sport of hunting. When he goes out there and cheats, that has nothing to do with not loving you. Just put that in mind next time you get upset at your husband for cheating.
Men don't cheat because of emotions. Men cheat because we just need to be satisfied. That's our nature.
Boy, women think it's emotional too.
Yeah, they think they don't understand. So if I met you and we was having all this fun, we was bringing her in, we was doing that, I had you on the roof, I had you on the balcony, I had you at your friend mama house in the bathroom. We did all that. Don't change that. Because the moment you change that, I'm gonna go looking for what you changed. So we ask you, like, yo, why you don't do that no more? Oh my God, you don't love me. No, that ain't that. That's what men want. Right. Those are my only rules. I say, baby, listen, only thing I ask you to do is be respectful, be loyal, and just be nasty. I just need you to do that. Then women be wanting all this. You already, as a man, you already got to bring 25 things to the table. That's a fact. To her 1, that's a fact. Maybe 2. So we already got to bring all these things to the table. So once we bring all these things to the table and you stop bringing the one thing we wanted to the table, what do you think going to happen?
It goes back to that quiet life of desperation. Most men don't have a path for anything other than duty. I will do this, and I will do this, and I will do this, and I will do this. They sacrifice themselves, and there's no skill set. There's no one teaching. There's no model or path for here's how you feel alive in your own home. You've become a safe place. Do you know how to become a desirable place? Do you know how to say what you want out loud? Do you know how to be uncomfortable? Men aren't taught those things. They're taught to shut up and go work and keep your mouth shut. And if you feel something, you need to shut that sucker down and move on. So men collapse. And so it's a cheap, sideways way of trying to feel alive. And then that one person texts you back and your heart beats a little bit faster. Or she laughs at your jokes and your current partner doesn't laugh at your jokes. And it just slowly veered. But I think most men are chasing a sense of aliveness, and they don't have the skill set to create it in their own home, and they outsource it.
I think a lot of shit comes into their head when they have kids and finances, and there's things that make somebody feel stuck, even if they're maybe desiring to get out of that relationship or they're just not doing the work.
It's a distraction from reality, and it is the thought of entering into the reality. What's the state of my marriage? What kind of dad am I being? That's a scary proposition that some people refuse to try to lift, and so they Netflix their lives away, or they golf course their lives away, or they cheat their lives away instead of confronting the scariest, most courageous act, which is to look in the mirror and take ownership of who you are and who you're becoming. Just cowardice, man. They outsource that to somebody else.
That's not always the problem, though. Most times guys just cheat because they want to hit it and quit it without any emotion involved, not necessarily because they are lacking anything in their current relationship. It doesn't excuse cheating, nor do I condone it. It's just, it is what it is.
Men cheat for sex and comfort. Women cheat for attention and understanding. It may lead to the bedroom, but that ain't why she saw it.
Run those back. Run those back. I want to hear that.
Men cheat for sex and comfort.
Okay.
Women cheat for attention and understanding. They want someone to understand them. That's why when our women cheat, we hurt more. Because we know if she spread them thighs, she felt him.
Yeah.
When we cheat, she may be hurt, but not as much. Because with us, it could be more superficial. She was 5'5" thick in the thighs. I just had to hit that. You see that?
Right.
Slayer. But when she spread them thighs, you know she had a connection with that man. And that's why we got to make sure we putting time in, because I'm seeing too many brothers. Oh, yeah, I bought her the Benz. We got the big house, 2 pools. I just took her to Vegas. But outside of that, you ain't putting no time in. And guess what? She gonna end up spending time with a guy who ain't got half of what you got. Because for a woman, although, yeah, they can be materialistic, they like the physical things you can provide them with. But at the end of the day, she's still a woman and she needs a man who can pour into her soul. If you cannot pour into that woman's soul, she will leave you.
A lot of women need to realize why some men actually cheat. Like, a lot of women don't categorize things. They don't really sit and think it through. Why would an ugly man cheat on you? Why would someone cheat on Beyonce? Why would someone cheat on Halle Berry? Why would someone cheat on someone that the world wishes they could have? You know, why would they do that? Because prior to being with that type of woman, they were the prize. And they missed being the prize. But see, you get an ugly man who was never the prize because he's not famous, then he'll never miss it. So he's less likely to cheat than someone who's used to being the prize. He may still cheat, but you know, it would only be a money thing or a money issue. And then they would probably be gone, but he'll still be trying to get you and maybe buy you a whole new car, a new wardrobe, take you wherever. But the point is, if they're never used to being the prize, they're not going to seek out to be the prize. You understand? If they're used to being the prize at some point, they're going to start to miss it and seek it out again. This is why a lot of men cheat. Or if you emasculate them and make them feel less than a man, they're going to go find someone who thinks they're masculine, even if they're ugly or whatnot, just to feel masculine for, a little while. So you got to understand why men cheat. Some cheat just because they can, but the ones that you're going to be targeting probably are going to cheat for different reasons.
At the end of the day, a lot of entrepreneurs that I know, you could say maybe 50% or more end up having some type of affair, right? At least the ones that I've met over the years.
It's the ones that admit to them.
And people are not going to like me saying this, but it's true. And so it's like, okay, well, the mother of your children probably wants you to stay loyal, doesn't want you to mess around. But, unfortunately, I think a lot of guys want to mess around, right?
Well, sure. That's part of the reason why they worked so hard and delayed their gratification and became high status and successful, whether they're conscious of it or not. It's like I once read an article, I think it was in Time magazine or some, well-circulated periodical. The author, a female author, was expressing her dumbfoundedness over why so many presidents and magnates and successful men cheat. And it's like she totally didn't get it. It's like the men became successful in order, not necessarily to cheat, but in order to have access to more and more attractive reproductive opportunities. And on some level, that's why I often recommend that men try to hold off making that long-term commitment as late as possible, because they're generally, all things being equal, unless they fuck things up, they're going to have more and more attractive opportunities with women as they age, as they increase their status, their prestige, and their wealth. And then they can make a determination as to, I can choose my best possible option, or I can enjoy my optionality, just like those young women did when that man, potentially 15 years ago, asked that girl to be his girlfriend, and she said, no, I'm just not ready to have a relationship yet. Right? It's kind of for the same reason.
This is the most common reason why a man will cheat. Even if you're with the nicest, the best guy ever, every man has it in him to cheat. We forget about one very important thing. A man meets you and falls for you because of your looks. And if you like him too, then subconsciously you play a role of this amazing potential girlfriend because you want him to choose you. You make an effort to look good whenever you meet him. And you, by taking care of yourself, you show him that you respect yourself, and that is something that he admires in you. But the truth is that most women in a long-term relationship become sloppy with their appearance. Because for a woman, the most important thing is to feel safe in a relationship. And once she feels safe, she believes that that man now has to accept her just the way she is. And basically literally showing him that she only makes an effort when she has to go out into the world. But when she's with him, her most important person, she doesn't make any effort anymore. But once he sees that you let go of taking care of yourself, you start to eat muesli from a box, you walk around in the house with dirty loungewear, he loses his interest. And I know this is hard to hear, but if you want to be in a long-term relationship with a man who won't wander off with some other girl, you will always have to take care of your appearance, because he wants to be with that woman he signed up for in the beginning, and not with a woman who stopped to care about herself, because to him that means that she also stopped to care about what he thinks about her.
If a girl tells me that she locks her husband in the basement because she doesn't want him to cheat on her, honestly, I would support it. Let's talk about a pressing issue, a disease that has spread amongst married men. Infidelity, the fact that they literally cannot stay loyal, not even for a year. I just felt like doing a whole video on all the times that married men have hit on. So me and my friend were at a bar. Two gentlemen come up to us. When older guys approach you, always assume that they're married, because I don't really like older guys like that. So I was like, let me just see it through. Chatting to me, whatever, talking about, yeah, you're really beautiful, like I want to take you out on a date. He opens his phone and I look at his phone and it's a picture of his woman. Mind you, this is not an older woman, so it can't be his mom. It's not a young girl, can't be his daughter. I literally told him straight up, I was like, that's your wife, isn't it? You want to know what this guy said? No, that's my cousin. I laughed so hard in his face. You think I'm that stupid? You're cheating. Just stand on it. The next time was a bit more extreme. I walk in with my friends. These guys invite us to their booth. This guy's hitting on me the whole night. He was like decently young. Literally ends up buying me a bouquet of flowers that they were selling at the club. He was saying shit like, oh my gosh, like you're my wife. I've never seen a girl like you. I want to marry you. Don't date anybody else. This is done. You're done. You're with me now. This is a psychotic human being. Anyways, these guys end up giving us a ride home. This guy goes out of his way to go up to my security guard and be like, this is my wife now. My security guard just sat there like, he was like, I'm gonna start paying your rent. You need to stay here. And the next morning, I got a text from like one of my friends that was there. Basically, her man was like, oh yeah, I had a conversation with that guy earlier. Tell Shabs to be careful because yeah, he's married and he has kids. Oh.
Because a fat bitch can fuck your nigga.
For sure.
Like, I know a bitch ain't gonna be like, because most girls who get cheated on, it don't be a bitch who look better than them.
True.
It be a bitch who's more submissive, more quiet, more chill. Like, she's just more, like, she's just not with all the fucking drama, bitch. You nag too much. And damn, I realized I was nagging too much one time. I said, damn, this nigga cheating.
In this day and time, anybody can get cheated on. You can be the best person ever and you still get cheated on. And in a lot of cases, ladies, when y'all get cheated on, the girl don't need to look better than y'all. You can be an 8 and he'll cheat on you with a 6, sometimes even a 5. And it's because a lot of times you're very unpleasant. A lot of women don't really be understanding or even knowing how irritating they really are.
Let's stop acting like cheating is an accident. It's not. It's a choice, made in the moments where you could have said no but didn't. Whether it's ego, temptation, or immaturity, it always comes back to the same thing: respect. If a man can't respect his partner, his relationship, or even himself, he's going to cheat. But what do you think? Is cheating about ego, or is it about something deeper? Drop your take in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that, I'm out.